What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. I am your host, Sean Little. Nick the Quick in the building as always.
What's going on?
Shout out Bag Tags. They got you laced on the snapback. Shout out Tommy.
On deck. Shout out Tommy Doyle. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah. Shout out Tom for that.
New Era joint too, man.
Yeah,
it's
you already know.
Real official.
Apologize for being a few minutes late. We had to update the software.
Of course.
So it's all good.
It's a digital age.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to talk Bulls Boylen. That's one of my favorite ejections of all time. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Boylen, period. Talk about the Bears offseason. We're going to grade Ryan Pace. Talk about that. I want to talk about the White Sox. I posted, if you follow the No Catch Up Chicago Instagram page, I posted that hope clip of us talking about how the Machado thing could have re-energized the White Sox fans on the South Side. And I want to talk about what they can do to get some folks in the seats. Mm-hmm. So we're going to make up some White Sox promo nights. Okay. That's what if we were in the marketing department, this is what we would do to get some folks in the seats. Then we're going to talk national. It's March Madness. Zion Williamson, NBA, Mike Trout got $400 million. We're going to talk about all that stuff.
Let's do it.
What's good?
What's going on, man?
What's happening, bro?
Not too much. Not too much.
I was like, listen, I can't remember the last time we sipped a couple brews on the pod. So I'm like, that needs to happen ASAP.
Shout out the Peronis.
You know what I'm saying?
You got the Italian joints in St. Patty's Day week.
It needs to happen. So I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big Peroni fan, actually. So, And I don't know if we're live. Will you double check that?
Have you been to Italy before?
Have I been to Italy? No.
Yeah.
I need to go though.
Yeah, definitely trying to get out there.
And supposedly you have to do it like north to south.
Yeah.
Or like the whole thing, like you
gotta
just
because it's like
jump into Italy for a couple of days.
It's different cultures, right? Like depending on where you are.
It's just a lot of country to check out. Like southern Italy's different than northern Italy. You got Florence, Milan, Rome. You go down and check out some Sicily. You could check out the Amalfi Coast.
Right.
Like it could get pretty OD.
Yep.
What are you getting over there? We're good. Yeah, just flip that and we should be rocking. Yep. All right, cool. Okay. What else has been up? How was the Southside Parade?
Oh, it was decent, man. It's always good people. It was funny. So like we were on the float and you know what I'm saying, we had like beads and all that stuff to pass out. Yeah. People are thirsty as hell for these beads, especially like adults. It's not even like the kids, like grown ass men and women fighting for over these beads. People talking shit when you don't give them a bead or a cup or a sweatshirt, whatever it is you might have. I mean, they're jumping over kids, hands out. It was crazy, but it was fun, man. I walked like 4 miles. Shit was crazy, but, you know, it was decent, man. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun. Y'all had a good time. It was rocking.
We had a great time, man. It was good. Yeah.
It was a nice day out. It was nice
beautiful
and sunny.
Day. It was perfect.
How was your St. Patrick's Day out on Saturday, too?
I didn't do anything on Saturday.
I just
kicked it. I knew I was going to get it in on Sunday, so Saturday, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do the whole Saturday thing and then not be able to have anything left for Sunday. So Sunday was the day.
Times have changed, bro.
Yeah.
I got up. First off, I live right down the street from the river.
Right.
And I still haven't seen this thing get dyed.
I've never seen it.
Like, I legit live a 10-minute walk. Not even, right?
I think it's like yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to go do this year, right?
Okay.
Didn't happen.
Right.
I woke up.
Why would you?
I didn't end up getting out of the crib. By the time I got out of the crib to go have a couple drinks at like 2, I saw so many people that were throwing up on the street, smacked. Like, it was crazy.
It's a young person's game, man.
Yo, like, it was crazy. And I was trying to think of, like, what we used to do when I was a shorty.
Yeah.
And I guess we did, like, the 9 a.m. stuff. But
yeah, definitely.
I was never on the street. Let me tell you a quick story. One year, I was dating this chick that lived in Wrigley. This is years ago. I went out early in the morning. And it was like 2 o'clock. I was like, I gotta take a nap. Like, it's a wrap for me if I don't take a nap. And that was when like you rallied and you went out at night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I went and took a nap. I got up at like 6 o'clock and I went to go get some grub to, refuel. Deuces and Diamonds, like over there.
Right.
Like in the mix on Clark Street.
The whole mix, yep.
There's people laid out on the street sleeping.
Yeah.
girlfriends holding their boyfriends up, throwing up all over. It looked like pandemonium.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it was a different world.
Yeah.
People got to chill a little bit on this.
It's crazy.
It was a long time ago, but still.
That's why I didn't even go down there, man. I mean, I worked downtown like the last 5 years, so up until recently. So, I mean, I would always see it. Like, if I was working on a Saturday or even around Lollapalooza time. Anytime there's something going on, you see the worst in people as far as getting drunk. So I was cool with not doing anything on Saturday, man. I'm good. I don't need. I've done that for so long.
Yeah,
it's
facts.
After a while, you get annoyed by it because you're a little bit older, man. You want to go to a place where you can have a drink, get a little bit rowdy, but not deal with all that. And it brings everybody out. It brings all the amateurs out.
Yes.
The people who start drinking at 9 and can't handle it. The people who are taking shots at 9.
Yeah.
You see it all, man. And I'm 32, man. I don't want to deal with it. I'm good. You know what I mean?
Just I don't want to deal with it.
I don't want to deal with it.
I don't want to deal with it.
That's probably why I'd never even been to the river dying before, because I definitely don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't want to deal with that shit. If I don't have to, bro, I don't want to deal with it.
I feel you.
You know me. I'm
so
good. The less people, the better.
Yeah, shout out my boy Alante. He was in town. I saw him. He had a billboard that was in Wrigley.
Oh, wow.
He's on his model shit, lives in L.A., he had a billboard that just got dropped in Wrigley, so he was in town, man. Shout out my guy. But yeah, man, it was a good weekend.
Yeah,
I had fun. The older I get, as long as the people watching is I'm locked.
I was in the car with so Vorder drove us down to my girl's mom's house, and he said that he heard somewhere that St. Patty's Day is the fourth most drunkest holiday. And we were trying to figure out what the other three would be. So obviously 4th of July, right?
Yeah, 4th of July is definitely up there.
I'm going to say Memorial Day or Labor Day.
What about Black Friday? That's got to be up there.
Black Thursday?
Black Wednesday, I mean.
Wednesday,
Black Wednesday. People be lit on true. Black Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Black Wednesday.
But is that a holiday, though? Would people consider that a holiday? Or is that rolled into Thanksgiving?
That's 100% a holiday. That's Thanksgiving.
But I'm saying Black Wednesday itself is not a holiday. You know what I'm saying? It's not the 4th of July or Labor Day or Memorial Day or whatever it might be. What days? 4th is definitely up. 4th has to be up. 4th is a no-doubter.
Black Wednesday is up there.
Okay.
I'm going to put that in there.
All right. Memorial Day or Labor Day?
4th of July.
Because Memorial Day kicks off the summer, right?
Memorial Day because...
And Labor Day ends the summer.
Yeah, depending on where you're
Labor
at.
Day.
Labor Day is
if the weather's nice on Labor Day, it's a wrap.
It's always nice because it's September.
Yeah, no, that's not necessarily.
But for the most part,
the last couple of years, because summer goes forever. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say probably Memorial Day.
Hey, shout out my guy Mike Roll Tide. He ordered a hoodie today, man, all the way from Tuscaloosa.
That's what's up.
Shout out my guy. He's locked in. Shout out Mike.
I'm gonna go Memorial Day. Labor Day.
All right, say less. All right, let's talk about you want to talk about the Bulls or the Bears first? Let's talk Bulls.
Yeah.
Let's talk Bulls. Let's talk Boylen. Let me just give you. I'm gonna just give you where I'm at right now. I'm not even looking at wins and losses anymore. We know where we're at there. We know where we're at with Zach LaVine. He's playing. He's gonna play the season now. He's gonna do his thing. He wants to play. If you missed it, Jim Boylen gets ejected the other night in L.A. Him and Doc both get ejected. Boylen gets ejected and essentially gets ejected. Do you know why he got ejected?
Because he didn't like the screens that Montrezl Harrell was setting, so he went up and started talking shit to Doc.
Like, yo, talk to your boy.
Yeah.
Like, yo, your boy's out of control right now. I don't care if we're down 16 and it's the end of the year. Like, your boy
he didn't
needs
like
to
the
chill.
one at half court on Archie. He's the one he really didn't like. Yeah.
Well, on his boy Archie, that's a felony.
Yeah, that's his guy. Archie had a concussion. He looked like
that's a felony. Yeah. You can't mess with Archie, right? But he gets thrown out, and he goes and daps up all the players on the bench.
Yeah.
Goes up and daps up.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, man. Just play hard. I'm out of here. This is where I'm at on Boylen. I don't think he's the man for the job. I don't think he's an upper echelon, high caliber NBA coach that's going to take us where we want to go. But the difference is I like him now. I didn't like him, and he was all that. Now he's all that, but I like him, so I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
And I want him to do well.
I like the fact that he stood up to a coach like, he didn't stand up to some no-name coach. I mean, Doc Rivers has a lot of stature in this league, right? So, he stood up to Doc. I just like that. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want from your coach, right? I think in the beginning, the biggest thing we talked about is it didn't seem like he'd be able to win over this locker room with the suicides and the two-a-days and practicing after back-to-backs and the Sunday film sessions and all that stuff. But when you go ahead and you do stuff like that, you see even Levine and them, they all loved it, right? So I thought it was cool. I'm not ready to still, 100% buy in on Boylen and what he's trying to do because I think games like last night ultimately end up frustrating me. But
well, that's what I mean.
It's all good.
Is he the man to get us to the finals? Like, if we get Zion, is he the man I want leading the charge?
No, I think
probably not, right?
I think he's of that same cloth of like a Scott Skiles type coach where you have some young guys, he'll mold them in there. He might get you to 40 wins, and then, you go find somebody else who can put the finishing touches on it. But I don't think we should fall in love with them. You know what I mean? I don't think we should be this quick to fall in love with them. Let's see what happens. Again, they still have games like last night that really frustrate me to no end where Robin Lopez is getting 14 shots and, stuff like that.
Bro, Rolo was cooking last night, dog. What you talking about?
Why do we want him cooking against another tanking team? If there's games we need to lose, it's games against teams who we're trying to get the lower pick from.
Well, listen, bro.
Especially I liked the little February thing. It was cool. The nice little run in February, getting Markkanen some run. We talked about it. I thought it was good character building and all that. But now at this point in the season, I thought when Levine went down, you should have kept him down. And I think that in games like last night, Felicio should be getting 30 minutes.
Big minutes.
30 minutes in that game.
You saw my boy Blakeney punching on people.
Yeah.
He should give him all the minutes,
I think you should give the minutes to everybody that can help you lose against the Phoenix Suns because they're not trying to win games either. And at this point, you really need to start thinking about that draft pick. And, you don't want this to end up being some season where you win 25, 26 games and you end up with the 5th pick. And you get Cam Reddish, you know what I mean, or somebody like that. Like, I think the whole point of this draft is one of those top 3 picks.
Yeah, I think. Look, we're right there in the mix. We're gonna be there by default because that's the type of caliber we got. Yeah. Our players, whatever. We're gonna be in the mix. We got a shot to get a top 3 pick. It's already locked.
No, it's not locked.
What do you mean? About? What are you talking about?
The top 3 is a 14% chance, right?
Yeah.
We don't have the third. We don't have one of the 3 worst records.
But don't the bottom 4 get
each of the tanking teams' records over the last however many games it was.
Yeah, the Knicks are
crazy,
are like 5-40 or something.
Way better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're putting on a clinic in tanking. That's what we need to be doing and put together some nice stretches of play. But other than that, I mean, cool. Pack it in. These last 10 games, pack it in.
Yeah.
Look, the Knicks, over the last 41 games, the Knicks are 5-36. This is beautiful. The Suns 10-31, Cavs 11-30, Grizz 12-29, Lakers 13-28, Mavs 13-28, and Pelicans 16-25. The Mavs and Pelicans aren't really trying to tank, nor are the Lakers. So how do we have a better record than the same record as the Lakers over the last 41 games? The Lakers have been trying to win games.
Listen, I'm not going to get butthurt. You know how many months I've been butthurt over the tank and what we did last year?
Yeah, it's funny you're on the other side now
no,
because
you
and Mr. Why do we want to win games?
No, listen, I'm not on the other side, but
there's no point in winning games in March.
The difference between 14% and 12% is only a couple, and it's not as big a deal as it would have been last year, and it was last year. So we'll see where we end up. We still have a good shot at landing Zion and one of the top 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, we're gonna get Cam Reddish,
who has a burner and has potential. So
and
we'll
plays
see.
The same position as someone that we owe another $50 million to, an Otto Porter.
Easily. I think it's probably is it more than 50?
Well, no, I think it's just 2 years left on that. Well, 2 and then an option on the 4th.
Okay.
I don't know whose option it is, but yeah, I hear you, man. It's just like, again, if at the end of this we net Wendell Carter, Lauri Markkanen, and Cam Reddish,
Yeah, because
that's a lot of pain for Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter, and Cam Reddish,
and a PG. We'll get a free agent PG.
What free agent point guard? You saw that list that they talked about on the Athletic the other day. You know who we're gonna get? It's either gonna be Rubio or Collison. You heard it. It's gonna be Rubio. They've loved Rubio forever. I think they love Rubio. Rubio is who they want. Or Collison. Yeah, Collison's fine if you have a good point guard in front of him. Yeah, Get me Ja Morant with that second pick. Get me Ja Morant right now.
We're gonna move off this dead Bulls topic because the season's over. We know what we got to do.
Ja Morant.
But I wanted to talk about Boylen because I wanted to make it clear. I still don't think he's the guy, but I like him now. I'm rooting for him now.
He got into it with another coach last night. Did you see that Kokovsky or whatever his name is,
the coach
of the Suns? He wouldn't shake Boylen's hand. Because the Bulls were up 12 with like 40 seconds left, right? He called a timeout and ran a play.
Yeah.
And Kokovsky automatically fouled and just blew up the play.
Yeah.
And then when it was time to shake hands, you see Boylen standing there like,
so
he's pissing off some coaches.
Fuck that. I'm on the team of you don't want people to run the score up, then play D.
I have no problem with it.
You have a problem with a dude coaching up a young team calling
he's trying
a timeout?
He's trying to develop his players.
And another bucket. Forget about getting embarrassed in that spot. I'm not with that.
But we should have lost.
You're a big baby for not shaking somebody's hand. You're a grown ass man and a coach in the NBA. Like, get out of here. That's some soft shit.
Shut down Levine. Give Felicio 32 a game.
And Blakeney. Give my boy Blakeney some minutes, man. He a bucket.
If you start Blakeney, you can guarantee 0 for 10. 0 and 10.
My boy Blakeney a basket.
We'll lose the next 10 games.
All right, let's switch over to the Bears. The offseason, that free agency period is done. We signed Pat O'Donnell. He's been around. Good punter. I'm not mad at that. We filled that safety spot with Ha Ha Clinton-Dix. 1 year, $3.5 million. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's better than having to pay Amos, $8 million? Yeah, I'm fine with it. One thing that I did see is someone was kind of criticizing Clinton-Dix, and they were like, yeah, but he's never played with the amount of talent in the secondary that he'll be playing with in Chicago. And you know, with safeties, I mean, if you're playing with other good players in the secondary, it can really elevate a safety's play. Obviously, you know, he's a high-profile guy. He's got a high pedigree, so I got no problem with it. For sure. I like the contract, 1 year deal. If he sucks, whatever.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it.
Yeah. I don't think he's great. Again, I think he's a name, and I think a lot of time his name is kind of bigger than he is as a player.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with it. Again, I like the number. We still got some money left over.
I love it. Because you don't bury a ton of money in like a Earl Thomas.
Yeah. Which is really burying money.
Yeah. Agreed. He might be a dog for another couple of years, but it's still burying cash.
Might be.
Amos is I want to say overpaid because I think he's a really good
safety.
He got paid. But he got paid.
You just can't fit. You can't pay everybody.
We don't want to, with Eddie coming up and a couple other guys.
A quarterback coming up.
Yeah, we don't want to have to.
You can't pay everybody.
We don't want to bury money in the strong
Tariq
safety.
Cohen in a couple years. Yeah.
Right? So I'm not mad at that. The reason I love it, people were knocking a little. The things I was reading on The Athletic, ESPN, whoever, was Ha Ha's too much like Eddie Jackson. He's more of a playmaker and all that. And I think that works in our favor because we don't need run support. Our front seven doesn't need run support.
Right.
We don't need Clinton-Dix in the box smashing people. And we don't need that. We want to be able to bring people off the edge, blitz, and have people that are in the secondary that can cover,
make plays.
that can make plays.
Yeah.
And that's what Eddie Jackson and Ha Ha Clinton-Dix are going to do together. Yeah. It's just going to amplify that, in my opinion.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about dudes coming down in the box and helping out with runs.
Teams couldn't run against us last year.
Yeah. Right. He can do that enough. Right. Like, I'm excited to see him out in the secondary making plays. Another thing, 1 year, $3.5 million deal is perfect.
Yeah.
He could have went somewhere else for a multi-year, but he's going to try to come, and we don't have to worry about a guy like Earl Thomas coming in, not focused, got paid, has some guaranteed money, is a little old.
Has a ring.
Has a ring, has no real motivation to keep playing ball, right? Yeah. Ha Ha Clinton-Dix is going to come in super motivated.
Right. Try to earn a long-term contract.
A little long-term deal, prove that he can fit in a big-time defense, make plays. I love the signing. That's exactly what we needed, and that's exactly what I expect him to come in and do.
Yeah, I got no problem with it. Clay Matthews to the Rams, by the way.
Really?
Just came across, yep.
Wow. Number 52?
Yeah, I mean, he's washed.
He's been washed.
He's super washed.
I wouldn't say he's been washed, but he's been overrated for a little bit.
He's been living off his name for like the last 6 years.
State Farm commercials and all that. He's been a little overrated.
You know.
The Rams, for how much do you see?
Probably not that much. I mean, I don't know how much left he has on the tank. 2-year deal with the Rams.
2-year what?
It doesn't say. And Vontaze signed with the Raiders.
Perfect place.
Yeah. Gruden's going to let him do whatever he wants to do. Gruden doesn't give a fuck. Vontaze
shout out Vontaze, perfect.
A walking unsportsmanlike conduct call.
Yes.
He's a Sun Devil.
He plays old school football.
And a Sun
He's
Devil.
not reading no new rules, no new manuals, none of that.
See man, destroy man.
I'll pay the fine.
I don't care. I got money.
Yeah. So I love the Ha Ha Clinton-Dix signing, man. The Bama Boys is back there.
Yep.
I want to make some merch with the Bama Boys on there some way, somehow. Get that locked in.
The elephant on there.
How would you grade the Ryan Pace this summer?
Incomplete.
Incomplete.
We still got that money he moved around, and there's still some of it left there. So, I mean, is that Justin Houston money? I mean, where's that going to go? So, I think it's incomplete for right now. I don't know, man. I think with football, it's really hard to grade moves until it happens because it's not like basketball where you can just look at it and be like, oh, yeah, this fits perfectly. Like, you really got to see guys out there and how they play.
Right.
Because a lot of times you'll assemble names together and it sounds good and everybody looks good on paper, but it just doesn't work out. Like the Cleveland thing. Like, on paper, the Browns look phenomenal. And I really don't see a whole bunch of scenarios in which it doesn't work out. But, again, how often have we seen teams where it's like, this team's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work out because football is just different. You know what I mean? There's so many other things that go into play. So I'll give him a B minus. B minus, yeah. Just because it's incomplete. Nothing that's maybe be like, oh wow, like damn, that's a great move. Like again, we signed that running back, and then Tevin Coleman went the next day or 2 days later for a deal that I feel like we could have signed for a player that at least we know something about. But again, he might surprise us with this Mike Davis character.
Honestly, since we're going to go back to the running back situation, I think for what Le'Veon went for, I would not have minded us picking that up.
Really? That with the 3 years?
Remember we talked about, like, what would you pay?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, if we can get a 3-year, like, $35 million guarantee, that's exactly what he got.
Yeah.
I would have paid that. I would have paid the $12 million, 11.7 or whatever it is.
I'm not sad not paying it, though. It's not like
I'm not sad.
It's not like, it's not like, damn. But it's like, yeah, for sure.
We're sitting here contemplating it when we thought it was going to be like 42 guaranteed.
Right.
Like 45. Like, how do we figure that out? There was at one point people talking about it was going to be 50, right. 48. It ends up being 35 over 3. Man, I don't know. I think I would have tried to somehow maneuver that into the
Possibly,
fold. But I think, you know what? I bet you him and Pace or Nagy and Pace are super together too. It's like, I don't know. That may be a little too much.
Yeah, it's a running back. At the end of the day, it's like,
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of that, I'm going out to Miami tomorrow. I'm hopefully it's locked in right now to go interview Jordan Howard. Tentatively, it's locked in, so hopefully that'll be coming soon. Be on the lookout for that. But I'm gonna ask him a couple questions about, how he feels.
Yeah.
How where his mindset is. I honestly want to get the inside scoop of how running backs feel about the way people talk about running backs.
That's probably a good question.
You know what I'm saying? People just
when everybody says
they just dismiss running backs. I they literally are like,
another.
I could go get one off the street, no problem.
Yeah.
Like, how do y'all feel about that? Is that something they talk about in the running back community or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to be an interesting question. Anything else you want to see us add on the Bears I wouldn't say we have a hole. I know we talked about depth. Is there any position you want to add to? Do you want to see another pass rush? Would you be mad if we picked up Lamar Houston?
Depends on how much money.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Depends on how much money. I mean, again.
Do you think we need to add anything else though? Anywhere else? Do we need another? I wouldn't be mad at another little wideout, low key.
Well, I mean, you're paying Allen Robinson a lot of money. Anthony Miller's developing, and you're paying Taylor Gabriel. So that's 3 right there. Yeah. So I mean, who would be the fourth? I mean, how many balls are there to go around for the fourth guy?
Fair.
You know, unless you can get somebody who's like a great,
and we got Trey
Burton, and then you sign this other tight end, whoever his name is. You re-sign that guy, whatever his name is. They re-signed one of their tight ends, and then we still got my boy, and then we still got my boy Shaheen.
That's your boy.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
He made
for
some
this
plays
Shaheen
last
talk.
year.
We'll got hurt. See.
Yeah, we'll see. Baby Gronk.
I wouldn't mind adding another little corner to some depth. I know we got Buster, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
I think there's still time. God, what if Trubisky comes out and his lights out, bro?
Yeah,
we Super Bowl. I was thinking about that the other day, just like randomly.
Scenario, yeah.
Like, what if Trubisky just comes out and is just a monster?
If he's like Goff was the first 8 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
And that gets you rolling. I mean, Goff sucked in the second half of the season. They made it to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, it gives you a lot.
I would give it more than a half.
Yeah.
I think Goff played well through
like 3 quarters.
Week 12 or 13.
It was the Super Bowl. He was shook.
Yeah. He was shook the whole rest of the season.
No, he was shook. Yeah, but I mean, the Super Bowl, he was extra shook. He wanted zero part of that.
Yeah, he looked so bad.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch over to the White Sox.
Yeah.
I posted, while we get into Chicago baseball, next week, I think I'm going to do a pod with that Cubs Live dude. He's going to come on and do like a little Chicago Cubs preview before the season. Opening day is March 28th for the MLB. So he's going to talk about, you know what I'm saying, how he feels going into the year. Our bullpen gets hurt every day. Someone's either a hammy, stroke was hurt.
Today?
Darvish went out with a blister today, I believe. So I'm going to talk to him about the pitching.
Y'all won your World Series. Just take it and keep moving.
I want to get his opinion on John Lester, too, because, I mean, I hate to keep putting this in the atmosphere, but I think John Lester falls off a cliff this year.
We've been waiting.
I think this year's the year. I think he falls off a cliff. So I'm going to talk to him about that.
But Lester doesn't rely on, he's more crafty, right? Or is Lester more
he's a lefty that throws 92, 93.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a lefty. He's lefty. Yeah, he'll be around.
But, okay, we'll see, right? So I want to talk to him about that. Cubs Live. Check him out on Twitter at Cubs_live. He posts a lot of dope content. He's super locked in on the Cubs. So we're going to talk about that coming next week for opening day. But I posted something on Instagram today. From a couple episodes ago, we talked about the White Sox and having hope and how if they would have signed Machado, at the very least, that gives the fan base some energy, something to go watch on the South Side, something to go check out if you're going to go watch a White Sox game.
Right.
And the reason I posted it because Mike Trout signs for 12 years, $430 million, and I instantly thought, at the very least, the Angels have that dude for the next decade.
Right.
You know what I mean? They could at least be like, I'm going to go watch Trout tonight.
Right.
Let's go see what Trout's doing, whatever. Then I started thinking, how are the Whites is anybody going to go to the game? Is there going to be 2,000 people in the stadium?
Wasn't there? There was that game. There was 700 people there.
Do you know what I'm saying? Who is going to show up at these games?
Yeah, and I don't know what you're going to sell to your fans either because what's his name? Jimenez isn't going to come up for a minute. So it's you're going to have Kopech's not pitching this year, so you couldn't sell that. That's when they sold tickets last year. It's going to be a tough time.
So I wanted us to talk about what are some White Sox promo night ideas. And I got a couple jotted down. You want me to kick it off?
Go ahead.
Okay, first off, this is a no-brainer. You need the White Sox. Kenny, call me. Y'all talk to the marketing department. Y'all need to do $1 hot dog, $1 beer nights.
That was one of mine.
And beers, though.
I was going to say
$2 beers.
I was going to say $2 beers and then $2 or $3 hot dogs.
No. $1 hot dogs.
$1 dogs, $2 beers?
$2 beers.
Right. Easy.
And I don't
sign me up.
And I don't want it on Tuesday.
But sign me up.
Make it on Thursday, Friday, or
Friday
Saturday.
Night.
Sunday afternoon.
Friday night.
Guess
what? We get out about 10 o'clock. You can go straight to the club after drinking dollar beers and eating dollar hot dogs. Yeah. Easy.
Man, talk to River. Figure out who the alderman in River North is. Set up some shuttles from Comiskey to anything.
I'm sure
bro.
The math makes sense. Like charge regular price for the tickets, charge regular price for the parking, right? But $2 beers. And make it Miller Lite if you have to. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Don't get me picky.
You don't have to do any.
Hey, we'll be there. 100%.
$1 hot dogs, $2 beers on a Friday night.
I'll be there.
Lock in.
Facts.
And
the weather was nice.
And pick
August.
Boston in town.
Yeah.
Pick someone that's don't give me.
Yeah. Well,
don't give me the Orioles.
You don't even have to go that far. Don't give me the Royals, but you don't have to go that far. You know what I mean? You could do it against a regular team. You don't got to give up your premium tickets that you're going to sell anyways. Like you're going to sell Red Sox tickets. At the Red Sox,
that's true.
They're the defending World Series champs.
Right.
If you told me, hey, for some interleague game though, hey, we're playing the Pittsburgh Pirates. We don't play them too often at the cell. Come on down. $2 beers. $1.50 hot dogs, whatever. Make it.
Why you keep trying to charge?
I'm just trying to say they gotta make. They have to make money. They gotta make money.
Why you keep trying to upcharge the hot dog?
Because I want it to be practical.
How much are they spending for hot dogs, bro? It's a hot dog with a bun on it.
I want it to be practical.
How about $1 hot dogs, $1.50 Polishes or something?
That'd be
$2.
Epic.
You feel me?
If you want grilled onions, it's $1.75.
Bro, how about you eat the money on the hot dogs and make the money on something else?
Or you do that, and you also take some of the premium items that they have for food, because then the food is better there, hands down.
Hands down.
So they got some of the premium items. You lower some of those. You know what I mean? The bacon on the stick, which is $7, which is fire. You know what I'm saying? But make that $4 that day. Just lower everything.
Just 50% off food or something.
Right.
What else you got?
Couple that with this.
Yeah.
Bring your kids for free.
Bring the kids for free. That's a great idea, bro. Bring the kids.
If you want to tell me who has a kid that me and my girl and I can go to a game where we could potentially, if you ran it with the dollar beers, but you might not want to bring the kids into the dollar beer environment. Okay, I get that. Not on a Friday night. That's really bad.
Yeah.
It'd be like disco night all over again.
Yeah.
But you mean to tell me if I got a couple kids and I can bring them to a Sox game with the tickets are already cheap, discount the parking on that day, right?
Family
and I can bring the kids for $30?
What age? What's the cutoff?
13.
Wow, so 12-year-olds.
Because here's the thing that you do with that, right? Because they need to have a long-term plan here. You got to get the kids to be fans right now. The Cubs sell tickets. Why? Because kids grow up Cubs fans.
Yeah, facts.
You come out the womb with the Cubs bib, you're going to games. You know about Wrigley. Your name is Clark. Whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Addison, I don't give a fuck. But you know what I'm saying? So you bring
Yo.
You bring
almost just died, bro.
Yeah.
You said the dog's name is Addison and the son's name is Clark?
Yeah, all day. The cat's name is Wrigley. You know what I mean? So you get the kids involved early.
That was so funny.
Because again, and you don't need to give them the 100 levels where we sat for the perfect game. You can give the 3s and the 5s. You can give away the 5s. You charge $7 a ticket anyways. You know what I mean? Go ahead and give that away. Yeah. What do you got?
I love that idea.
Uh-huh.
Yo, I mean, but I know we're joking around and this is funny. This is some shit they need to explore.
100%. You got to wait. You're losing money anyway, so don't worry about how much money you're going to lose.
This is something you need to explore.
And you're not paying Machado this year, so go ahead and spend that money.
The payroll's already going to be in the toilet.
Yeah.
This is something y'all need to look at.
And I would go. If you told me I could bring my kid for free or my girl and I can go to a game and get $1. First off, we could get $1. We get a crew right now.
Right now.
And easily, here's the crazy thing. We would spend the same amount of money that we would spend if it was regular priced everything else.
That's such a good point.
If not more. Because we go to a game now, I'm not thinking about drinking like that. Not for $8 a beer. It's like, bro, what's it cost me? 9, 10?
8.
How much is it? 11 now? 10?
At Wrigley, it's at least 10.
Bro,
so it's probably 8 at 9.
It's going to cost me
$9.25,
$70, $80 plus tips and all that and food. It's going to cost me over $100 to eat and drink at the game if I really want to get it in. right? So with dollar beer, so I wouldn't spend that. I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
So I'll probably spend 30.
You're having a beer like in the first, in the fifth, and then maybe like
one more before close, or maybe if I'm thinking that we'll be at the bar in a couple hours, I can hold it. You know what I mean? Because it's a waste of $10.
Yeah.
And maybe one hot dog. Why not give me all that? And then I'm inclined to buy more. Then I'm inclined to buy premium food items. And then what else am I inclined to buy? Gear. Because I got all this money. People are going to spend what they're going to spend regardless. You know what I mean?
I think it
fill the bucket.
I think it's just one of those things where you're associating having a good time in the White Sox.
Yeah.
Which right now is not a thing.
Not the thing.
You're associating, let's get the homies together, go to Comiskey, guaranteed rate, watch the game, have a good time, and then you're looking back like, yo, that was a great time.
Yeah, let's do that again.
We should do that next month.
Then you get the bachelor party crowd.
Then
you get all that,
all that, right? So like, because right now, good time and White Sox are not in any of the same sentences, period.
Well, and here's the thing. You have a good park with great amenities, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you have like, oh, we're bringing them to this dump. Like everybody who goes will tell you like it's a great park. There's great amenities. It's easy to get. You can park. You know what I mean? It's not like going to Wrigley is a pain in the ass. Let's keep it 100. I mean, going to Wrigley if you don't live down there, it's just a pain in general, bro. There's a lot going on.
If you can't take the train,
if you can't take the train, it's dead. It's a wrap. You're over with.
Yeah.
Bye.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Which for us has never been an issue, but for a lot of people, that's an issue.
Yeah.
Like I work with people and they're like, oh, I went to a Cubs game and they live in like Downers Grove. I'm like, how do you do that?
It's a huge
like,
ordeal.
What, do I get a hotel? Like, what you know what I mean? Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so you bring the family night. You know what? Buy one ticket, you can bring a family ticket price. That's what it costs. Up to 4 people.
Up to 4 people. One price. I like
Family ticket bundle.
I like it. My guy in the chat, Sid B, said they should look at doing another collab with Chance on merch or with another dope brand in the city.
They fumbled the Chance thing. They have them in their hands.
No, but I bet you they could.
They did the hats.
But I bet you they could come back up with that. Like, yo, Chance designed a T-shirt, or
we giving it away for free tonight to the first however many thousand fans
exactly
come in.
Like some stuff like that. Like make it dope. Like for real. Shout out Sid, man. I appreciate that. I like that.
Chance shirt, right? Every fan gets one if the game sells out. Because now you're telling your people, hey, buy a ticket, man. This shit sells out. We get a shirt. Whoop de woo da day. It's a one-of-a-time exclusive shirt. Like people, I just talked about the parade. People like free shit, like giveaway type shit. You know what I mean? Bring them in.
It doesn't even have to be a sellout, bro. But I think there's a lot of different things. I mean, and obviously we don't know what they're gonna do coming up. Like, but they're gonna need to do something like that.
I don't think they're gonna do anything drastic.
What else do I got written down here? I was like, throw some concerts in the parking lot.
I was just
throw a concert in the parking lot, and if you buy a ticket to the game, you get to go free entry into the concert.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Bring a comedian.
Anything.
Have somebody come tell jokes in the 7th inning stretch. Yo, have a comedian come. You know Kevin Hart's available. He'll show up. If there's a check involved. But yeah, have somebody come and tell jokes. I mean, dude, I really think you need to go into the family. You got to tap into that family vibe. And like you said, you got to tap into the young people vibe.
You need to do stuff that's not. Bring a bunch of food trucks into the parking lot and let people tailgate.
Awesome.
And if you have a ticket to the game, you get 50% off of the food trucks.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Focus on the inner city.
Bro, they need to get it.
You got the whole south side of Chicago at your disposal. I mean, you got a lot going on. And the area around the park is completely different now. Like, there's shit to do down there now. Remember there used to be nothing to do?
Yeah. There's
tons of shit to do down there. So, I mean, exploit that. You got the whole situation going on.
If you got a South Side address on your ID, you get a certain % off tickets.
Fucking have taco night. Anything like that, bro.
All that, bro.
Anything like that.
Because you could – I'm a firm believer in that if something – you can always turn like a negative – you can spin it. There's always a way to spin it and capitalize off it, right? We're a shit team. We don't have nothing really popping right now. We got some young prospects. Some are hurt, but we're getting there. But in the meantime, come to Guaranteed to have a good time.
Yeah.
Like, simple as that.
Yeah.
Like, come have some fun and be known as the spot that yo, man, I went to Guaranteed the other day. That shit was fun as fuck, bro. We had a good-ass time. We didn't spend that much money. They didn't take advantage of us on the food, on the all the
sent you that article that they talked about. I think it was at Pittsburgh Pirates games or something like that, where they lowered the food costs to like regular food costs, and now they're actually making more money on concessions, which I don't know if that'll work in Chicago, but yeah, stuff like that. I mean, like you said, you got to bring people there, you got to bring families there, you got to bring young people there, and make it fun.
Facts.
And I mean, you got the exploding scoreboard. People love that shit. Like,
shoot more.
If you've ever been in there when it's packed, it's a good time.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? We've been in there when there's a lot of people in there. So I mean, there's some things they can do.
There's a lot of things they can do.
There's a lot of things they can do.
I think if you're not gonna produce a good baseball team, produce a unbeatable atmosphere where people want to go.
When you do have a good team, now you have a fan base.
There you go.
You got to spend some money though.
Holler at us.
Yeah.
The marketing department needs to holler at us.
Come holler at us, man. We're available, man.
Man, for real.
Free. I just need some tickets. I'm good, man.
Straight like that. All right, let's move over to like this national roundup. Mm-hmm. It's March Madness. It's Zion. That's what it's to me.
Completely different team without Zion, and then he comes back. And
how you feel about March Madness right now? Are you excited about it coming up?
I love March Madness. I don't watch college. I love March Madness though. I love the tournament. Usually, I'm not gonna do it this year, but usually I'll take off work for like a day, one of the first 2 days, and I'll just sit and watch all day. And again, I'm not even like a college hoops fan at all.
Shout out Eder. Eder's gonna be in Vegas.
Is he?
Yeah.
I love it, man. I'm all about it. I'm ready. I'm excited about this year too.
Why?
Because the Bulls have a high pick, so we're gonna see some players that we might be picking. I don't know, like the last couple of weeks, I have been watching a lot of college ball. I think it's because I've been betting on it, but I have been watching it. I've been enjoying it. You know what I mean?
I'm so not locked in, bro.
I'm not super locked in either, but there's certain players I want to watch. I didn't really watch Zion a ton this year, so I've really been watching him a lot those last few games. Just kind of.
Is Morant even in the joint?
Yeah, bro. They're playing against dude. I missed this game. They're playing against Marquette, so they're playing against my man from Marquette that averages 25 a game, Marcus Howard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's Morant versus Howard.
Where's that at?
I'm not sure.
It's so sickening that Chicago doesn't have NCAA tournament games every year.
It's sickening that the state of Illinois produced one NCAA tournament team, and we're in one of the most talent-rich basketball cities in America.
We were
just talking about that the other day when we were talking about the Evanston State title game. Shout out Evanston, losing but finishing the runner-up.
Finished second in the state, 4A, runner-up, man. Yeah,
but this dude on Belleville, right? He's the #1 player in the state, 40th recruit overall in the nation.
Monster.
Going to Ohio State.
That's what it is, man.
Going to Ohio State, U of I, man, needs to get it together, bro. I don't know how they don't get any of these kids, but
it's what it is. Yo, Sid B, another great comment in the chat, says, I didn't believe the Zion hype until he returned from the injury. I believed in the hype, but when he came back from the injury and did what he did in the ACC tournament, that's the only college hoops I've been watching is Duke. Mm-hmm. He was just a different guy.
Yeah.
You know how you look at elite talent and then you look at there's like the elite of the elite talent on the floor? Yeah. He was head and shoulders just by far the best player on the floor, period.
Yeah.
The reason I'm looking forward to the tournament is because of Zion Williamson. And I'm looking forward, he is that player that can have the tournament like Jimmer Fredette.
Yeah.
There's just that one guy where you lock in and he's just taking over every game. And I think he can do that. The Steph Curry, that type of shit.
Right. I just worry if he doesn't have a good game. I don't know about the rest of those guys. I like RJ Barrett too.
RJ Barrett tried to lose them the game the other night.
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah.
Well, RJ Barrett is an NBA player. I mean, you watch it. You know he's going to score 15 to 20 in the league as soon as he comes in. But they just didn't look like the same team without Zion. So I'd be worried if he's not having a great game. But again, the way he plays, man, it's not like he needs to shoot the ball well. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's going to be any defense that can really stop him from doing exactly what it is that he does.
He's at the rack anytime he wants. His motor is OD.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm looking forward to the tournament. And that's the only reason I'm looking forward to the tournament, because he has the potential to make one of those magical runs where you're just enthralled and you have to tune in.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've been betting a lot of college ball, you said?
Yeah, I'm not doing too hot.
I saw the Action Network was running a little 60% off for the tournament or whatever.
Yeah. I got smacked around the last couple weeks.
Is that what you've been going off of? That's what you've been making your picks? The
What?
Action Network?
I use the Action Network. Yeah, I mean, I look at it. I try to see where the money's going. But at the end of the day, bro, like I know, man, that shit is there's no real strategy, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you just got to find shit that you like and try to go for it. But you can try to strategize all you want. Let's check it out. If there was a winning strategy, that's all that people would be doing it all day long. So I mean,
the best in the world are sports betting at 57%.
Yeah.
The best in the world.
The best.
So, it's tough, bro. It's really, 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 really tough. Mm-hmm. March Madness is always fun because I don't know what it is, man. The older I've gotten, I'm super locked on the NBA. I'm super locked on the NFL. I used to be so locked on everything. Like college ball, I was locked. MLB, I was locked. Like it just went just season by season. But yeah, I'm not as into. I remember it's so funny because I remember reading Haralabis Vulgaris's Twitter like 6 or 7 years ago, and he said, "I don't watch any college hoops. I'm all NBA," and I'm like, "Man, how? Like that's crazy."
Yeah.
And I'm like that now.
Yeah,
I'm not watching Marquette. I'm not watching Purdue, Michigan.
Yeah,
just not doing it. Like it doesn't.
I
did watch that Michigan State the other night. The Big Ten final, that was dope. It was Sunday afternoon, so that was one of the things. But
I mean, I got League Pass, so I watch.
It's
a ton
all
of
NBA.
I watch a lot of NBA ball, and I watch meaningless NBA ball because I just love the NBA.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like with the NBA, you can always find a reason to watch. There's certain teams I won't watch. Like I'm not going to watch Cleveland. I'm not going to watch the Knicks. But you can always find a reason to watch certain teams.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is an interesting story. This team could be good in a couple of years. Like, I won't watch the Washington Wizards.
I can't wait to watch the East the East playoffs.
It's going to be great. You see Giannis at 52 the other night?
Yeah, he's an animal.
Yeah.
MVP. I can't wait to watch them on the East side. Yeah, I'm excited about
Who you got out the East now?
Man, who knows?
We talk about this every week.
I know. Who knows? Who knows, bro? Who knows? It's going to depend on the matchups. I know Boston's look dead, but they could just wake up. I really believe that in a 7-game series, they could wake up. Going to the Boston Garden is going to be very tough for people to do.
Right now, they're in that matchup with Indiana. I think that
they would beat the Pacers.
Yeah, they're going to beat the Pacers, I feel like.
Yeah, they would beat the Pacers. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting.
Look at the Heat jumped into that 8 spot, huh? 7-3 in their last 10.
Yo, I got a question.
Shout out Spo.
Hold on, because we're gonna move over to the NBA here in a second. Before we do that, do you offer Zion the type of sneaker deal that LeBron got coming out?
Zion gets the biggest sneaker deal in the history of the sport.
No doubt.
For an entry-level deal.
You wouldn't even – no doubt about it.
Zion Williamson gets the highest deal. My man's has 2.2 million Instagram followers coming into college as a high school student. There's never been this much hype around a player because of this era that we're in where you can hype people up through social media and all that. LeBron didn't have that benefit. You know, LeBron was super famous. Everybody knew who LeBron was, but everybody knows who Zion is. We've known who Zion is. We've had clips of him. He's all over the place. So, I mean, yeah, I think that by far he's super marketable. And he's polished. You know what I mean?
Polished how? Do you mean like when he gets on the mic?
Yeah. Like it's not like he's ready to go. He's ready to be in a commercial. He's got a great personality. Like when you hear him talk and stuff like that, he just sounds like a cool guy, engaging guy. Like, yeah, man, I like he's ready to go. It's not like he's just like some freak athlete, but it's like, all right, we need to put him through the Nike touch, because you even had to do that with LeBron a little bit. You know what I mean? You kind of had to get LeBron ready for all that, but no, Zion has that full-on Duke media training, man. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. Yeah. So I think
when he blew through his shoes and all this shit he's doing, I was like, all this does is add to the mystique of this dude.
Well, what I thought was funny when he blew through his shoe, the next game when he came back, they're like, yeah, Nike brought him down and made a custom shoe for him. And I'm like, there's not a issue with that. Like, I understand Nike sponsors Duke, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no type of red flags raised with the fact that Nike's over here custom making shoes for Zion, and you know,
there was like a little hoopla that in his in one of his stories he posted, he was rocking all Adidas stuff, and they were saying like, should that be a big deal?
No, he's not. He's not signing it. But LeBron, LeBron was wearing Adidas.
Or was it? Or is that leverage for Nike? Like, yo, you need to come with that bag. Who would you sign with?
Nike.
Always.
Always.
You a Nike over Adidas guy?
I'm Nike over anything.
Nike's the
infrastructure.
Best, I agree.
I think Adidas worked out real well for like Harden, but they marketed Harden differently. They didn't market Harden basketball wise. They marketed like Harden the guy. But if you're gonna be on a brand like that, you can't share the spotlight on Adidas. You know what I mean? I think you can share the spotlight on Nike.
Ah, I got you.
So like Harden is Adidas's guy.
Adidas is.
They have no other guy.
Adidas is not. Well, him and Dame.
They have no other guy. Harden is their and Dame is a second. And Dame's very marketable, but Harden is their guy.
Dame is not.
And Dame. Well, okay. Strike that. You have room for Dame up there too, but they don't have a bunch of. Nike has a roster.
Yeah, you can share with the.
You can share because
Durant,
Nike
LeBron,
has
Kyrie,
Nike has the infrastructure to support each person as if they're their own thing. You know, like LeBron isn't sharing any spotlight with Paul George or anybody else on Nike shit. Look at Jordan. They got Westbrook. They had Melo. Melo's gone.
Yeah, CP3.
CP3 is not really selling sneakers.
Russell.
It's Russell.
Interesting.
They're not going to have another one. But Nike is so all over the place with everything that, you know, I feel like, yeah, you still feel that individual shit from Nike. Plus,
that's a good point. My boy Ashoka just said that Adidas got Kanye, but it's different. It's different.
That's the same way they market Harden, though.
It's different silos.
It's the lifestyle shit. Look at their commercials and shit they put out on Harden. Harden's like a more lifestyle thing. It's not like buy James Harden's sick-ass basketball shoes. Even the shoes he put out were like, remember the shoes he put out last year?
I'm never wearing. I used to rock Adidas basketball, and it's just not what's up.
Your ankles needs to go out.
Yeah.
But Adidas, the worst thing that ever happened to Adidas was Derrick Rose's injury. You know what I mean? Like that threw off their whole trajectory because that left them with Dwight Howard.
Don't even bring that dude.
But that was their number. That was their number
don't
two
say
back
that
then.
Dude's name in this.
That was their number two back
that
then.
Dude
that was their number two back then. You know what I mean? So yeah, I signed with Nike. Makes the best shit. Sign with Nike. Call today.
Okay, this is a perfect transition into the NBA talk. Before we get out of here, let's close with some NBA. We already know how much we love the NBA. I got a couple questions that have been on my mind the last, 24 hours with Dirk passing Wilt on the all-time scoring list last night. And then I have another question for you. But Dirk passes Wilt, what is, for 5th all-time or 6th all-time?
Yeah, whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that, right? He's up there now.
Yep.
It's like him, Mike, Kobe, LeBron.
Yeah.
Karl Malone. Like, he's up there. Kareem. Is Dirk underappreciated?
No.
You don't think so? You think he's celebrated enough?
Yeah, I think Dirk Nowitzki is considered the greatest European basketball player ever to play in the NBA. I think he's celebrated. People love Dirk. No. I mean, if you want to look at it over the last few years, yeah, it's just because he's been in the league, but he hasn't been a superstar. But when it's all said and done, yeah, I don't know. Dirk's not underappreciated at all. Not at all. I think Dwayne Wade is underappreciated.
What?
Yep.
What?
Even though he's got the media tour, for how good Dwayne Wade was, yeah.
Nah, bro. I'll say, since you want to bring D Wade in the fold,
don't give me D Wade overrated.
D Wade is definitely not overrated. He's definitely not underappreciated. He's right where he needs to be.
Wow.
The reason I would say Dirk is a little underrated is because he never had the help a lot of these other cats had. He changed the game. First off, you know what I think a signature thing that, like a game-changing move, like Ginobili will be remembered for bringing that Euro step.
Yeah.
Like, people weren't doing that.
Yeah.
That one-legged fadeaway, before Dirk was doing that, nobody was doing that. That was just a move that was unheard of.
Yeah.
So I don't think he gets enough credit for that type of stuff. He won a title He legit won a title in the singular year, that only window he could win a title. And he didn't have a ton of help on that team. He did? You're gonna argue me that he had a ton of help on that team?
Wasn't the year that they made the trade for J. Kidd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on that
team. Made a midseason trade for J. Kidd.
Yeah.
Jason Terry was on that team. Mike Finley was on that team. Josh Howard. Josh Howard was a monster. Josh Howard was an all-star that year. And Dirk Nowitzki. It's not like he wasn't going against the Warriors. You didn't have super teams at that point in time. I'm sorry. They beat the Heat. They beat the Heat.
The Heat that was a super team.
But other than that, but you're acting like, that was a good squad, bro. But I'll say this, and they had a great coach in Carlisle. I'll say this. I think the Dirk is properly rated. I don't think in our lifetime we will ever see, especially a basketball player, that has ever been more validated, had the narrative change around them more, right? Has been the bigger beneficiary of winning a title than Dirk Nowitzki. The way that we would be talking about Dirk if he never – don't you remember we used to talk about Dirkin? You and I used to talk about that. He's Dirkin right now. He's out there Dirkin. That was not showing up in the playoffs, not playing defense.
Not playing any
being 7 feet and averaging 6 rebounds.
Never contested any shots.
Yeah,
Dirkin. Wasn't rebounding enough.
All polished, nothing there, right? Dirk won a title, whole narrative on him flipped. He knew that. That's why he ran to the back in the locker room and hugged the basketball for 10 minutes. They're going to leave me alone now. Dirk was becoming one of those guys because the Mavs were good. The Mavs were good. They won 64 games and then lost in the first round to an 8th seed.
So he's appreciated just enough.
They lost in the first round to an 8th seed.
They did.
After a game in which they won 67 games that year. So it was something crazy.
Something crazy. Let me look that up.
So they've had good teams. So I actually wholeheartedly disagree. That was always the biggest thing. The Mavs were great teams. They always came up short. So I disagree.
That team had B. Diddy on it, though.
Huh?
That team had B. Diddy on it.
Boom Diddy. They had Stack Jack. They had Al Get Buckets Harrington. They had who else was on that squad? I think Monte was on that squad getting buckets. The Mississippi Bandit, Monte Ellis. I don't think Dirk was not a one-man show, bro. Those Dallas squads, they had
about how Dwayne Wade is overrated, though.
Underrated?
He won, underrated. He won 3 rings. One was with Shaq, where he did ball out OD.
Balled the fuck out.
That team was good too, though.
Because I just think that Dwayne Wade, if you look at I think you can only take 6 to 7 years of his career, and he was phenomenal, in my opinion. He was great. He was a 2-guard that didn't shoot the ball. He never shot threes, and he was putting up 27 points a game. He was great. Will that ever happen again? What are you looking at, Dwayne Wade?
Yeah. But, if we're going to keep it all the way 100, what else was he doing that was super elite outside of scoring?
He's the best shot-blocking 2-guard of all time.
He played great defense, and you're 100% right on that.
Let's not downplay playing great defense.
No.
Hey, it's not like you're saying he was a great bench player. Look what the fuck
he played great defense. He played hard, but in other words, I'm not downplaying his defensive skill and him scoring the rock and him going for 5 and 5. But I think he's appreciated plenty, bro. Yeah. I think he's appreciated plenty.
I just feel I don't know.
And if we're going to get real gutter with it, his whole personal life gets swept under the rug all day. No one ever brings that up.
He's good. He did what he had to do. Well, no, the first situation wasn't on him. What you talking about? His baby mama, the first one?
Well, or
the illegitimate child.
He's treated in the media as a really good, wholesome dude, and he's in a lot of OD shit.
What, he had an illegitimate child? So what? Half the league has an illegitimate child. You serious about this?
No, I'm just saying he doesn't get that slander that he could definitely get.
Well, remember there was a shit where he had the divorce, right? And his ex-wife, and he got custody. You know how hard it is for a man to get custody?
Yeah, he did get custody on that.
And his ex-wife, she went through a dozen lawyers. Lawyers were firing her from fucking getting Dwayne Wade money. Come on now.
Yeah, there was that stretch from 05-06 through
dumb numbers.
010. He was going 25 a night, 28 a night, 27 a night, 27 a night.
Without shooting threes. What was his 3-point attempts per night?
He went for 30 a night in 08, 09.
And with how many threes per game?
3-point attempt, 3.5 when he scored 30, but everything else was under 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And he was shooting 30% when he went for 30, so he wasn't hitting them.
He wasn't hit. He didn't need to shoot threes. He was giving you 27 a night.
But yeah,
hitting the rack.
I would argue with you that he's plenty celebrated. They call him the second best two guard or the third best two guard of all time. So I think he's plenty celebrated. So I don't know where you're getting that from.
I just feel like he'll be forgotten.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, so this is another question: who's underappreciated more? So you don't think Dirk is underappreciated? I think Dirk's a little underappreciated. Is him or Tim Duncan? What, this Tim Duncan?
Yeah.
You knew this?
Because no one underappreciates Tim Duncan more than you.
Well, yeah, I don't appreciate Tim Duncan.
Yeah, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's literally your worst sports take of all your sports takes.
Yeah, I don't appreciate it. Tim Duncan was a great player.
Let me tell you,
I don't love him like that.
Okay, here's what happened.
I don't love you like that,
Let's talk about the difference between Tim Duncan and Dirk Nowitzki right now. You know what you had to do for Dirk? Find the right combination of teammates for him to win. You know what you had to do with Tim Duncan? Put him on a team. He could play with anybody. He won championships in 3 eras. Early stage Tim Duncan with David Robinson. Mid stage Tim Duncan where he was one of the best players in the league. Late stage Tim Duncan with Kawhi Leonard.
He was always in a really good situation.
Stop it, bro.
But was he not?
Sure, but he made it way better.
Yeah, no,
he made it way better, bro. Tim Duncan is a phenomenal defensive player.
Okay, so where does Tim Duncan rank in your all-time list?
It's too hard. I hate on the spot all-time list. I need to look because you're going to inevitably leave somebody out.
No.
Is he a top 10 caliber player? Is that what you're asking me? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Consummate winner. Great numbers to go with him. What else do you want? You want to pull up some numbers? Pull up Tim Duncan's numbers while you're
I will.
It might not have been fun to watch. He was given 27 and 14, 27, 13 blocks, over 50% assists. Yo, he almost had didn't he almost have a freaking a quadruple double in a playoff game? Yeah, he almost had a quadruple double in a playoff game.
No, Tim Duncan was a problem.
No, a problem. The problem.
Tim Duncan was a problem.
And he did it for like 28 years.
I mean, he averaged a double-double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years in a row.
That's stupid, bro.
With 18 plus a game from 97 to 2010. I mean, he's a great.
That's ridiculous. What's his career averages?
His career average is 19 points a game, 11 rebounds.
That's crazy. Go to the monster Tim Duncan years, like those first 6 or 7 years. Like, what were his stupid years where he just putting up silly numbers in efficiency?
01.
What was he doing?
26 and 13.
How many blocks?
On 51% shooting. 2.5 blocks. 3. Yeah, he's at 2.5 blocks almost his whole life. His career, he averaged 2.2 blocks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Go to the playoffs numbers. Come on, man. Stop playing games. You're crazy on this. Your Tim Duncan take will never get any traction with me. It just won't.
No, it doesn't deserve any traction.
It doesn't.
I just didn't rock with him because I thought he was super boring. And
let me ask you this: if you had a chance to get, I mean, that's not even. That's a dumb question. I know the answer to it, but you would obviously take Tim Duncan.
Would I take Tim Duncan as a player? Yeah, of course,
without a doubt.
Yeah, of course. Would I buy his jersey? No.
If he was on the Bulls, you wouldn't buy Tim Duncan's jersey. If he won 5 championships with Tim Duncan?
No.
Wow.
Like whose jersey would I bought on that
Spurs team?
Those Spurs teams.
Manu.
I'd have bought Manu shit. Tony Parker, maybe.
Manu.
I'd have bought Tony Parker, maybe.
You would have probably got a Matt Bonner joint.
Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up this roster. Like, did they win in 01-02? See if I can pull up this roster.
Look at his winning percentage as a player. I mean, has Tim Duncan ever played a losing season? Did you see that stat they tweeted out about the Spurs this year? Over the last 41 years, the Spurs have missed the playoff 3 times.
Tim Duncan, 15-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA.
15-time
All-NBA.
He's chilling.
97-98 All-Rookie, 3 times Finals MVP, Rookie of the Year, 5-time champ, 15-time All-Defense.
How many MVPs?
2. So, yeah.
15-time All-Star, 15 All-NBA, 15 All-D.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's called dominance over a career.
15-time worst dresser in the league.
No, Michael Jordan.
No, 15-time worst dresser in the league, Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan used to wear those extra long Fat Farm button-up short sleeves.
Yo, we're going to close it here. I got a question. So, if you've been locked in on this NBA talk, Elfrid Payton just went for 5 straight triple-doubles.
I didn't even know that until you put that up.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Mm-hmm. He joins a list of Michael, Russell, Oscar, like all the elites. My question to you, has the triple-double lost some luster? Russell out here going for a triple-double all day. Back-to-back seasons, he averages a triple-double. Elfrid Payton's going for 5 in a row. No one does that. Has the triple-double lost a little luster?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's still...
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
though?
I think if you're a guard and you hunt rebounds, you can get a triple-double.
Do you remember back in the day, like a triple-double, though? You'd be like...
That's crazy.
Man, that's crazy. My man went off.
Double.
Yeah, he went crazy last night. He went a triple-double. Like,
when Elfrid Payton, who's like a 6'9" or 6'7" point guard, or he's not like 6'7", but he's tall and long as shit. Nah, it hasn't really lost luster, but I see where you're going with that.
You know what I mean?
I would. Okay, so I would back this up because it's funny you say that because I thought about this when I saw Giannis's 50-point game.
Yeah,
has the 50-point game lost luster? Did Harden take the shine off of he was routinely going for 50? And I saw Giannis's yesterday, like, oh, that's his career high, and I'm like, damn, that's his career high. Like, I wasn't even like, oh shit,
like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's his first 50-point game.
Like, that's the only time.
That's his first one.
Yeah.
Jamal Crawford has like 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
But at the same time, then you still think about it, like, yo, to go for 50 in an NBA game is like crazy. You know what I mean?
You gotta
be going crazy. Yeah. And for someone like Giannis who's not doing it shooting threes to go for 50, it's like it's either crazy or nobody was defending.
Yeah, I mean, you're essentially scoring, what, a point a minute?
Yeah.
If you're going for 50, right? So, yeah, I mean, yeah.
But like the 40-point game, are you just like, oh, whatever? Like we saw Levine go for what, 48?
You know, it depends who it comes from, right? Because I honestly think that James Harden can score 40 in a season every night.
Easy.
Like I really –
if he wanted to.
So, like – when I see Harden goes for 40, I'm not that impressed. Mm-hmm. So that's a good question.
But if you saw like
if I saw a Drew Holiday go for 50, or like when Jimmy went for 50, I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, Jimmy went for 50.
You know what I mean? I was like, wow.
Oh wait, didn't Derrick Rose go for 50?
Yeah, recently.
When D Rose went for 50, when D Rose went for 50 pieces, like
crazy.
For sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I even think Jimmy's was more impressive because Derek back in the day, he got 50 in him. Yeah. I never thought Jimmy would have 50.
Give you 50 in him.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
So it depends who it's coming from, but I don't know, man. I feel like people just don't appreciate the triple double like they used to. Like you could say like Elfrid Payton went for 3 triple doubles in a row the other night, and people are like.
You know what? And like that's crazy because I was thinking about it. Yeah, there are more. So like one thing that people were talking about, I think it's the 4x4.
Yeah.
4. It's 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 blocks, 5x4.
Yeah.
4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 blocks, 4 steals, 4 assists.
Yeah.
Like that to me is more crazy than triple double. 2020 games to me are still crazy.
Yeah.
I think if you're grabbing 20, if you're grabbing 20 rebounds and putting up 20 points, like you are putting in work.
You know what? So okay. I'm gonna
the
take
Hassan Whiteside block triple doubles.
Yeah, those are crazy.
Doing it with blocks though.
Yeah,
he chases that shit.
But it's hard to chase blocks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
like
you're 6'10" and you jump out the gym, you can just over anticipate everything. It's like DBs who chase picks.
They're still
You'll
hard
get
to come
burned
by.
a lot. Yeah, if you abandon your principles and just go after blocks all day. You'll get burned a lot, but you'll get 10 blocks.
See, I'm going to go on the other side of your argument with the 2020 because the way the NBA is set up now, especially depending on who you're playing, if you're playing a up and down team that's running the floor, they're almost not even thinking about getting defensive rebounds. Ball goes up, they're like trying to get back.
Yeah, but
so if you're 7-1, you should be getting 13, 14.
Yeah, but individual rebound numbers. I mean, remember when Robin was averaging 16, 17 boards a game? Like that, guys were averaging that back in the day.
Yeah, that's true.
So for a guy to get 20, 25 boards now, like remember when Dwight Howard used to do that shit?
Yeah, he'd get
Dwight Howard have 30 and 20. That's 20. Stupid. You know what I mean? Stupid. Like that's stupid. Kevin Love would get him sometimes.
You're literally by the rock
all the time.
There was Sid B. Shout out Sid for jumping in the chat, man. He's been dropping some great stuff in the comments. He said Westbrook killed the triple-double. He said that all the Westbrook hate killed the triple-double. People don't care about it anymore because Russ has just played it out.
Yeah. So like when Russ gets a triple-double, like, yeah, but like when Jokic gets them, it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because he's 7 feet tall.
So the conclusion is it depends on the player, and if we know they're capable of going to do that, it's not impressive.
Yeah, certain players, yeah. Like James Harden getting a triple-double, I'd be like, he damn near averages one. You know what I mean? But,
man, back in the day, like, people would talk about Magic Johnson. He's a walking triple-double, and he doesn't even have that many career triple-doubles. If you go, like, look at the numbers, I think he's gonna end up being, like, number 3 all-time after Russ, after J. Kidd.
Showtime.
He has a bunch, but it's like back then it was just like an anomaly.
It wasn't happening. Double-doubles weren't.
Yeah, like this dude's getting a triple-double.
Double-doubles used to mean a lot. Like double-double. Remember 2010 guys? Like, oh, he's a 2010 guy. That's the rarest thing in the world. But now it's like, you know, you got Giannis is a fucking 28 and 14 guy. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fair. Loosely a perimeter player. So,
fair.
Did you want to touch on this 430?
This what?
This 430 real quick before we get out?
Oh, the Trout. Yeah, let's go. What's your thoughts?
Crazy.
Mike Trout, $430 million 12-year deal. We're going to get out of here on that.
$36.5 million average.
Yeah, see, that's where it doesn't seem like that much to me.
I think the Angels were actually smart in that deal. They didn't want him to hit the market. You know what I mean? Guys are out here. You got Harper out here getting $330 million, stuff like that. Yeah, I think the 36 stuff actually does kind of take away from it a bit. Still a lot of bread. You know what I mean? $430 million.
When you look, I mean, over 12, when you look at it like that.
Well, they say it's actually not truly a 12-year deal. So it replaces the final 2 years of his contract. So you rip that up, and then now this is it. So, I mean, of new money, it's a little bit less.
But if you think about it, like, Kershaw in 2018 made $33 million. Yeah. David Price made $30. Miguel Cabrera made $30. Yoenis Cespedes made $29. Verlander made $28. Giancarlo Stanton.
That was my point about giving Machado $30 million. It won't be $30 million in 6 years.
Right. And the Stanton deal is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, remember that deal was crazy when he signed it?
And he's making $25 per.
Yeah, and now it's like you're not making shit.
There's 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. But when he signed that deal, it was like, what was that, like 12 years, $240 million or some crazy shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
if I'm Trout, I would have signed the 5-year. I would have did what Sabathia did. Do you remember when Sabathia signed his first Yankees contract? So he signed like a 7-year deal with the Yankees, right? Or like 6-year deal with the Yankees, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. But it had an opt-out after 3 years because they were worried that he wouldn't like New York. So one of his things was like, I want to be able to opt out in 3 years. My family doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Lights out for 3 years. I mean, it was a crazy deal initially.
Yeah.
He opts out after the 3rd year and then re-signs with the Yankees for like another 5 years. Picks up like an extra like $60 million. Yeah. Picks up like an extra $60 million and he's good to go.
Finesse.
Or if you suck, you opt in, and you're good.
Yeah, man. But I think the biggest thing about it is how much it energizes that franchise. And I think once you break it down by the yearly, it's not that much.
Yeah.
And not that much compared to what people are making in the league.
Well, like you said, Stanton, $25 million is nothing anything right now.
25. Yeah. Kershaw making 33.
Right.
Like, so when you think about it like that, he's right there. I will say this. I think Machado and Harper were like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, they called the agent like, hey,
bro.
100 more million?
Yeah. Especially Harper. Yeah.
Yo, I just signed 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
I waited 3 months for this.
100 more? He got 100 more?
Yeah.
I just signed a 12-year. You mean to tell me this dude is worth 100 more to me?
Yeah.
And he might be.
Yeah.
But
that's what Eli was saying this morning.
That's crazy that he goes about that. He looks at the deal like, damn, bro, 100 million more?
100 million more.
That's wild. Like that number in itself is just like, damn, I feel like I got played.
Yeah.
And Machado got to be feeling like he getting pennies on the dollar.
No, but he's got the 10-year thing though.
He got the 10-year though. But yeah.
So he's out. He's got 2 years. 2 years.
Dude, 10 years. Who the fuck knows what's gonna happen in 10 years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
So, Yeah, man, we gonna leave it at that.
I don't feel bad for any of them boys.
None of them.
All good.
None of them.
Yeah,
because
the Machado family, the Harper family, and the Trout family are all good.
I think people are worried about Machado given his effort.
Yeah.
I think he's so talented that it may start to fall off after year 6
I think
or
people
7.
blew out that Johnny Hustle comment, bro.
Yeah, but I think people they don't have the
that would
Padres
be like James Harden saying, "I'm not out here diving for loose balls." He'd be like, oh, "Okay,
facts,
fair enough."
That's actually a great comparison.
Yeah.
I'm not out here playing D.
Yeah, Pat Beverly can't come out and be like, "Yo, I'm not going to dive for a loose ball." But James Harden can't say I'm not playing D, but he might say, I can't be out here diving for loose balls. I need to get 50."
Right.
So him saying, "Hey, I'm not going to run out," what was it in regards to? It was about running out a grounder, right?
Running out grounders and stuff.
Yeah, which. I get it, but it's another one. We talked about this before. This stupid baseball shit that these writers and it's such an old school mentality in that sport, which ultimately holds them back. It's like you got to run out. You can't show up. I still think the dumbest rule in sports is you can't show up the opponent when you hit a home run. You can't celebrate a home run.
It's dumb.
I don't give a fuck. If I hit a home run, I'm fucking trotting, I'm dancing, I'm grabbing my nuts, I'm having a good time. I don't give a fuck. You don't want me to celebrate? Don't serve me up something to hit.
Right, don't let me hit something.
And I'm not showing you up. I'm celebrating my accomplishment. Like baseball, again, needs to get done with that shit because it makes the game boring. There's so many stupid ass rules. That's why I fuck with Harper, because Harper's always trashing that shit.
Yeah, he's new age.
Real new age. He's like, if I want to throw my bat, I want to throw my bat. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
And if you throw a ball at me, I'm charging the mound. Always meant to say
Facts,
that.
yeah.
I don't get that.
And I'm going to need everybody to back me up, too.
I like it. Are you serious? You hit me with 80?
Yeah. I'm going to need everybody to come back.
I'm coming at the mound.
All right, we're going to leave it there, man. For Nick the Quick, I am your host, Sean Little.
Shout out back.
I know I keep saying I only have a few left.
Yeah.
Chicago Breeds Legends hoodie. www.nocatchupchicago.com/merch.
Yes, sir.
Go get you one. I legit have like 4 or 5 left. So if you're an XL, a double XL, and you want a hoodie, go cop. This is the hardest hoodie in the streets right now, period, point blank.
Yep. Get them.
Shout out Bag Tags. Shout out Bag Tags for the tag, the hat, all that. For Nick the Quick, I'm your host, Sean Little. No Catch Up Chicago. Hey, really quick. Everybody in the chat, shout out Sid B, John J, Ashoka, everybody that chimed in on the chat, man, we appreciate that. Love that y'all are locking in. Mike from Tuscaloosa, shout out the hoodie order today. No Catch Up Chicago. For Nick the Quick, I am Sean Little. No Catch Up Chicago. For Chicago by Chicago. Listen up.